What would you do if the person you loved betrayed you in the worst possible way? Today's story is about Ethan, a devoted husband who discovered that his wife was carrying another man's baby and tried to force him to raise it. Instead of giving in, Ethan fought back and took the battle all the way to court. Welcome to Breakup Cheater Stories, the place where betrayal, heartbreak, and revenge come to light. Here we share real stories of love gone wrong, cheating exposed, and the strength it takes to walk away. If you've ever been lied to, hurt, or betrayed, you're not alone. These stories will remind you that no matter how dark it gets, there's always a way forward. Ethan Carter thought he had built the perfect life. He married his college sweetheart, Lily, and together they had a comfortable home, steady jobs, and dreams of starting a family. To their friends, they looked like the kind of couple who had everything figured out. But beneath that image, cracks were beginning to form. Ethan noticed Lily becoming distant. She spent more time on her phone, stayed late at work, and avoided intimacy. Whenever he asked what was wrong, she brushed it off with excuses. "I'm just tired," or "work is stressing me out." Ethan wanted to believe her, but a gnawing doubt lingered. Months passed before the truth came crashing down. One evening, Lily sat him down and told him she was pregnant. Ethan should have felt joy. He had always wanted children, but something didn't add up. The timing was strange. They hadn't been intimate in weeks, maybe even months. His stomach dropped as suspicion replaced happiness. At first, he kept his fears to himself. But the weight of uncertainty became unbearable. Quietly, he arranged for a DNA test after the baby was born. The results confirmed his worst nightmare. The child wasn't his. When confronted, Lily's facade crumbled. Through tears, she confessed to having an affair with a coworker named Ryan. She tried to justify it by saying she felt neglected, that Ryan gave her the attention she craved. Ethan was devastated, not only by her betrayal but by her audacity. She had fully intended for him to raise another man's child. Ethan told her he couldn't stay in the marriage. Lily, however, fought to keep him trapped. She begged him to stay for the sake of their family, and even threatened to take him to court for child support if he left. Ethan couldn't believe her nerve. She had cheated, lied, and tried to manipulate him into fathering another man's baby, and now she wanted him to pay for her choices. Fueled by betrayal and anger, Ethan hired a lawyer and prepared for the fight of his life. The courtroom battle was brutal. Lily's side argued that since Ethan had been married to her during the pregnancy, he was legally presumed to be the father. They claimed he had a responsibility to support the child regardless of biology. But Ethan came armed with proof: the DNA test, text messages between Lily and Ryan, and even testimony from mutual friends who knew about the affair. Piece by piece, the truth was laid bare. The judge listened carefully, and after weeks of hearings, a ruling was made. The court declared Ethan free of any parental responsibility. He would not pay child support, nor would he be tied to Lily's betrayal for the rest of his life. Lily and Ryan were left to face the reality of their actions without dragging Ethan down with them. For Ethan, the decision was bittersweet. He lost the woman he thought he'd spend his life with, but he gained something far more important: freedom, peace, and self-respect. Walking out of the courthouse, he knew he'd never let someone else's lies define his future again. In the end, Ethan stood his ground and walked away with his dignity intact, leaving his unfaithful wife and her affair partner to face the consequences of their choices. Stories like this remind us that betrayal doesn't have to define you. You can rise above it and take back control of your life. What would you have done in Ethan's situation? Let us know in the comments.